Welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm your host, Lydia Patel, and my very special guest for the evening is none other than Lisa Ascolese. She's the inventress herself, so stay with us. We have an entire special just for you right here. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and like I said, I have a great guest with me for the evening, like we always do each and every week. Lisa Ascolese is with me in the hot seat. Lisa, welcome to Beyond Focus TV.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
what a pleasure.
I'm really excited to have a really strong woman who's inventing, presenting, a motivator, definitely after watching your reel and getting to see all the good things that you've done, I have to say. 100% top-notch work.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Really love that. So let's get started about how this all came to be. I know I got a little snippet. She's going to tell us about how this all started when she was about 9. So let's take it back to then.
Yes. Okay. I was absolutely an inventor my whole life. Just didn't realize it. Obviously, at 9 years old, you don't know you're inventing. But I used to improvise. At 9 years old, I didn't know how to tie my shoes. So the first indication was I took glue and I stiffened my laces so they would stay in one place. Didn't think anything of it. Today they have that product on the market, by the way. It's not glue. They're like flexible type laces, which is it's amazing because kids are lazy, or they're busy, too busy like I was. I was busy inventing, so I didn't want to tie my shoes. So that was the first start.
As a child, getting to do that, did you ever feel there was something different about you that the other kids are probably interested in whatever? And you're putting your thoughts together to how to improve your life, do little things. How was that?
Constantly. I knew I was very different. I didn't think too much about it. I just brought my friends in with me, like I do now. What do you think of this? I have a great invention. Right. And that's what I was back then. I was constantly reinventing what was currently out, things that weren't working for me, like people do daily. Most people do the same thing. They just don't realize it. These are great inventions.
Absolutely.
And that was the mind from 9 years old.
Then fast forward a little bit. You took all this, started implementing it, made a career out of it, which we'll touch upon a little bit later. But I wanted to go on to some of the struggles, because I'm sure it wasn't easy being a female, a minority, and a time when really men were the inventors.
Yeah.
At a time. What are some of the challenges? Well,
the challenges were, I guess, having enough money to develop products that I wanted to put on the market. The first product I developed was called the Bosom Buddy breastfeeding cape. It was a nursing cape, and I came up with it because I was very embarrassed to nurse in front of anybody, company, my parents, anybody. And I'm not shy, so that I know that's odd, but to me that was a very personal time. So I designed this piece. Years later, my son was, this was 1979 when I thought of it, and then years later when my daughter was born, about 1990, I came up with this product that I said, if I need this, other women need this also. It's a very personal time. You want to be able to nurse your baby and feel comfortable. So I said, I have to. If I need this product, other women need it. So I sought out a manufacturer in Toms River, New Jersey, and I had.
So you kept it local.
I did. I kept it local, and the guy gave me such a wonderful break. Didn't cost me a whole lot to manufacture these pieces because he loved my story. He said, I'm going to help you out. So he helped me out with about 2,500 pieces, and the rest was history. I went door to door trying to sell this product. This is my struggle. Number one, knowing your terrain, knowing how to package and market something properly is really important. I just went out and I said, this has to be sold, so I'm going to go door to door. Literally knocked on Sears and Roebuck's doors and Mother Care's doors, and just anywhere I thought that the product would be do well. and that wasn't the way to do it.
I was
That
going to say.
was definitely not the way to do it.
You learned.
But you learn. You know,
Yes.
there's no such thing as a mistake. It's all a challenge, and you take that challenge and you turn it around, and you make it into a positive experience like I did. Fast forward to years later, I sold them in over 250 stores across the country.
So from that first invention, getting the Bosom Buddy out there, I know you said you started knocking at doors, and when you saw you wasn't really getting a positive response from that, did you kind of take a step back, regroup, and said, okay, this is a different direction I want to try?
Definitely. I went home and I planned it out better. I mapped it out, and that's what you have to do. Think everything through. Do your research. What stores are out there? What buyers are available to actually take appointments with me and look at the product? So yeah, you have to kind of regroup, and don't get discouraged. I never did. It actually gave me motivation to try harder. The more no's I got, the more I wanted to push forward.
That's amazing.
And that's my driving force, definitely.
Truly.
No is my drive. No is my yes.
No is Lisa's yes. I absolutely love that. Now, you were doing this at a time where there was no Facebook.
Right.
There was no Twitter. There was no YouTube. And I think really we lack that now because it's so easy to expose yourself, be it in a positive way or negative way, however you want to do your exposure. But someone like yourself who started at a different time, you had to really be good.
Yellow pages. Remember, let your fingers do the walking? That's what I did. I went through the yellow pages, and I looked and searched white pages, yellow pages, and that's the way I did it back then. These days, let me tell you something, there is nothing you cannot accomplish. Anything you set your mind to, you can absolutely accomplish it these days. It's so much, I mean, even Twitter, I'm just getting on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff now. Social media, it is the way to get your business launched. Get your products out there because, I mean, like you said, back in the day when I was doing it, I went literally door to door. Door to door. From in the malls, I would go to different department stores.
You have your little presentation kit.
And had my little presentation. Here's my Bosom Buddy. Does anybody want to buy it? And really, that's kind of the way it was.
And that's a different time.
Different time.
We've lost that art of having to really get hands-on because, and I'm guilty of it myself, you want to go on Facebook, you analyze the page, you want to see pictures, and then you'll make a decision based on that.
But let me tell you something, it's really important when you have, because we have all of this World Wide Web and all, social media, it's important still to do your research. You still need to get on the computer, we have that, but you still need to get on there and do your research. Find out your demographics, who you're going to sell your product to. That's all still very, very important. Because it's easy, sometimes people think they don't have to do their homework. And that's the mistake some people make, and that's where the success does not come in. It's not only, people used to say it's not who you know, it's what you know, but it's who you know and how much you really absolutely have to know what you're doing. Absolutely. You need to know what you're doing.
I love it.
So who you know is great, what you know is even better.
Hold that thought. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I have Lisa Ascolese right here in the hot seat. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and I have Lisa Ascolese here with us, giving us an insight of how she got started, where she is at today, and definitely where she is going. I want to talk about HSN. We all love HSN, QVC. We've all sat at home, flicked, shopped, watched
overspending.
Overspend. Guilty of that as well. Guilty. But with great inventions, I think that's a wonderful platform. HSN is one of the top places, and QVC, where people I've learned about people just who I've never heard about before through HSN and that stuff. So how was that experience for you?
It's great. I absolutely love it. I feel very, very blessed to be able to have relationships with all three of the networks. It's certainly a great venue to market your products. I have various products on all, all of the networks. I can show you a couple of current ones I have. Some
Well,
fun
I would
things.
love to see
Really
what we
cool.
have live here. So this is like our own Beyond Focus TV / little HSN preview, QVC preview. So why don't you tell us about these?
Well, I have, all of these are pretty active on some of the networks. This I love. This was brought to me by a young lady by the name of Patricia. This is called the empanada fork. Okay, I don't know if you've ever seen empanadas or eaten empanadas or beef patties. She came up with this thing because they entertain quite a bit, and in making empanadas, she would use a fork, to make. So
Going
here,
through.
how brilliant is this? So this is the empanada fork. This can be found on QVC Sprouts. If you go to qvc.com // sprouts, you'll see this product online.
Wonderful.
This is another lovely one.
My
This
weakness, pocketbooks.
This is, how amazing is this? This is called the Michelle Irene convertible bag. Look at this. My publicist didn't see this. It opens up. You take one piece off, snaps off, and now you have a clutch purse. You have it
Oh my
over the. Is this
goodness.
amazing? She's brilliant, this girl, Michelle Irene. She's magnificent. She's got all kinds of products. So you have this, right?
So it really flips into 2 bags.
Flips into 2 bags and much, much more. And then we have, she's great. This comes in a multitude of colors and styles and so forth. And this is a lady, her name is Mary Tack, who came to me many years ago to manufacture this for her. This is a history book. She has all of her medical history in all of these little documents and folders, so that if, God forbid, you ever got ill, this is kept on a refrigerator like this. You take it off, all of her emergency, or anybody's emergency information is kept here at your fingertips.
Wow.
This, I'm sure everybody knows who this is, Nicole Ari Parker.
Yes.
This is Save Your Do. This wicks away sweat while you're working out. Another magnificent piece.
Yes.
Nicole is amazing. She's fantastic. Congratulations on her. She's doing a lot of new things on television. And this is called the Fortune Keeper. The Fortune Keeper. This one happens to be a bracelet. Look at this. How brilliant is this? This slides open like this, and you can keep a fortune in there. Right?
Ah.
Everybody gets their favorite fortune, doesn't know where to put it, so this thing, she has bracelets, she's got keychains, and all kinds of
So
cool
it's like
things.
a whole gamut of things that
And
you
then there's
combine
surfing
together,
sand.
and then
Beach pillow. And just a whole bunch. I have a little girl now who I must give a shout out to, Brigitte Baker, who has a product called Bend a Bangle on QVC. It's on QVC Sprout, so
bend a bangle.
yeah, anybody out there, please go to qvc.com, go to Sprouts page, and take a look at the Bend a Bangles. She's an amazing 16-year-old girl, Brigitte Baker, and she needs your vote. She needs your purchasing power.
All right. So we'll definitely at the end of the show.
Yes.
We'll reiterate for everybody
Okay.
to do that.
Thank you.
But what has been the best part of your journey so far?
Oh my gosh, all of it. I have to tell you, the best part of my journey is every day. Every day there's something new that I have to look forward to. New people who come into my life. I love my workshops. I love reaching out to young children to give them hope and help them to understand that, their dreams can come true, as well as adults. But I love working with children. I love doing workshops because I see their faces and I see how creative young people are. So that's a
Yes.
huge part of my blessing in my journey. And of course, just watching creative people develop products and help them to tweak and, interact with these folks as they're developing. I love that. Absolutely love it.
So how did you get to channel this into a career? Because you started off with the bosom buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said off air, some people have that one great invention, that claim to fame, and it kind of ends right there. But you didn't end it. Not only did you continue to invent, but you built a whole company off of this.
I couldn't stop. When you have a passion and a dream, I'm sure that this is yours because you're very good at what you do.
Thank you.
I love what I do. I absolutely love inventing. It's who I am, besides my beautiful children. It's who I am. Every single day I wake up and I think of a new creation. If I'm in my house for 8 hours, it's all over. I've invented, 10 things. Seriously. Obviously, I call them mental inventions. I do. And it has to be a part of what I am. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there like myself
Right.
who have inventions. I know there are. Who have inventions, and it's their passion and their dream, and they don't do it. I say tap into it and do it. Do it. Take
But what
the
if
steps.
you don't know how to do it?
Well, they call Lisa the inventress. They call me. They go to www.inventinga2z.com, or they go to Twitter, and they'll see my Twitter space. It's at Lisa Ascolese, and of course I'm on Facebook as well. So inventingaz.com.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's exactly what I wanted to get into.
Yes.
What is Inventing A to Z? Give us the whole breakdown.
Inventing A to Z is exactly what it says. It embodies everything from start to finish, from concept, pencil idea, all the way to the marketplace, start to finish, beginning to fruition. From, me helping a person tweak or design a product, bringing them to whether it's a retail store, manufacturing in between. So developing a concept, creating a prototype, going into manufacturing, and then bringing the product to market and helping them to market their product. There's nothing better than that. Let me back it up.
I think that's the best
You
part.
asked me what I loved the best. I love getting a napkin idea from a person and walking them through the process, seeing it come to life, and bringing the product to national television. That's awesome to me. There's nothing better than that.
Now, with everything in place,
Mhm.
what would be the estimated time frame? I come to you with an idea, have a little bit of a startup, or I guess that would be part of the A to Z process. You'll walk us through exactly what we have to do. But what's an average time frame to get an idea fully launched and on the market?
That's a very, very difficult question because for every product it's different. It's very different because first of all, if you're doing something that's fabric, it's easy. Something that you sew, you don't have to go into making a mold or anything like that. You're making a pattern, and it also depends on the person. Some people get so involved with the process, they forget what the product is, and they keep adding to it, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they forget when they started or what the whole idea of the process was to begin with.
Right.
So if you're making something that's plastic or has a lot of tooling, it take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years to 5 years.
Up to that, yeah.
I developed one of my products was a Perfect Pockets organizer. Everything I designed has like a tongue twister. But anyway, so the Perfect Pockets organizer, that took me about 3 months to do. I came up with the design, went to a manufacturer, had a prototype done. They shipped it within 3 months. It was on air. I had it on QVC.
And there you go.
But it's fabric. It was simple, and I persevered. It's all about your diligence and your dedication and just staying the course, but you have to stay the course.
Well, like
Creative
you said,
people deviate.
We do.
Segue.
Well, we're going to segue into the last segment of the program. Lisa Ascolese right here on Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. It's our last segment here with Lisa Ascolese, the inventress. I want to call her Sponge Brain because she's just got so much knowledge and information here. But like we were saying before we took our last break, people come to you with an idea on a paper. And most times it does come to fruition. It comes to life. What about people who get so deeply involved in that process?
That's the first, and that's what we were talking about before. Just remember where you're starting. Remember the purpose. What was the reason for this invention in the first place? Because they get so tangled up in making it bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the idea is lost. And I've had a couple of people like that. Stay the course, and it gets very exciting as you go. You get a prototype back. And then all of a sudden you want to add a pocket to this thing that was so simple. It was a dress with no pockets. Now we have 7 pockets on this outfit. So, that's what happens. And I've had several people get so wrapped up, and it costs you more money. The longer you continue in this thing that should have been something simple, the more expensive it gets because you're getting prototypes every single time. You're shipping, you're paying for all of this stuff. So if you don't stay the course, and stay focused, you can lose your product, and that's that people have done that.
Wow. So what keeps you inspired, and how do you keep current
how do I keep current? I look and see what's going on television, QVC, on all of the different networks. I love, solution-oriented, products are the best-selling items. I think about things in my own home. People bring products to me all the time. I get amazing products across my desk, and I get so excited. That really inspires me. When my kids come to me and say, Mom, I have a wonderful idea. My little daughter, she comes up with she's 18 years old, my youngest one.
She's little.
But she's my baby, but comes up with ideas, and I love it. My son, my middle daughter, I love creativity. I love when people come to me and give me good information and I can give them great feedback. That turns me on every single day,
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So for you getting to be able to do that on a daily, you've incorporated it as a part of your family life.
Yes. It is my life. It really is what I do every single day, and I thank God for that. I thank God for Him giving me this brain and this, this insight and whatever, the creativity, that He gives me, because it's definitely Him.
Absolutely.
I go, wow, it really is amazing.
Has it ever taken a toll on your family? Being able, because I know as you do this, there have been good times, there have been bad times, you have to travel.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep that balance of being a mother, being an inventor, you're speaking? I want to talk about the college tours and doing so many different things at the same time, because you wear many, many hats.
Well, I keep my family involved also. And that's a part. I try not to leave anybody out. Of course, I go on, when I go on to meetings and things like that, sometimes it's very long, but usually I'm home. I don't stay out, for very, any length of time. So I'm back home with my family. I cook dinner every night. And, we have conversations. And as I said, I get them involved with what I'm doing. I ask their advice and for their input, because they're creative people as well.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, there are times that I'm away and it becomes very trying and things like that. But for the most part, we're good. We're tight. We pray.
Family that prays together stays
That's
together.
right. That's right. For sure.
So talk about the college tours, because I see you go around to different schools motivating, and you're a motivational speaker. You're speaking to young people who are coming up and who want to get into this. Enlighten us on that.
There's nothing like that. I do a program, my Inventing A to Z program, where I do problems, challenges, and solutions. And what they do is I give them materials problems that they have to solve, okay? Challenges that they have to solve. And I allow them 90 minutes to create inventions to solve these problems. And in 90 minutes, they become inventors, they become CEOs of companies, they become producers and directors, and they bring me product, and they do infomercials, and that's what these college tours are all about. And so, it's just tapping into their creativity. And it's awesome. There's nothing like it. How's
been the reception? They love it?
Oh my gosh, they love it. They love it. They absolutely do. Because they're able to think outside of the proverbial box. When you're in school, you have to sit and do your worksheet that the teacher gives you. In my class, they can do whatever they want. Sky's the limit. Create an infomercial for me.
And how often do you keep these?
I travel a couple times a month. I try to.
Right, so you're touching all
It's not every day. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Now, this is the time we're going to let everybody know how to get in contact with you from your Facebook, your Twitter, the entire social media, your publicist, because we want to know how you can get in contact with Lisa Ascolese. Of course, if you want to take the A to Z classes, if you may have an idea, if you're sitting down at home right now and you have an idea and it's just on a piece of paper, you don't know exactly how to do the next step, this is your girl right here.
So you will go to www.inventinga2z.com. That's www.inventinga2z.com, and that's T-O. And my Twitter is at Lisa Ascolese. Also Facebook, Lisa Ascolese. You can also find me Inventing A to Z if you look that up. And my publicist is Chandra McQueen, Mudapar Public Relations. And don't know her phone number offhand. I should.
That's fine. We'll get all that information on that. So social media has been a big tool, and now that it's readily available for you and you're getting out there, do you find it's a way where people could actually get hands-on and communicate with you? Do you like getting to read the comments and things that people have to say directly, even on your Twitter, on your page?
I do. I love it because it's all positive. It really is all positive. People look for inspiration. There are so many people, as I said before, who have inventions and ideas. When doing my workshops, I will say, how many of you have an invention? And some will kind of raise their hand.
Yeah.
How many of you have a mental invention? 100%. Everybody raises their hand. Why? How many times have you said, somebody needs to invent something to fix that
I've
problem?
said it.
Everybody does. And, when I start feeding this to my class, they go, wait a second, I thought about that thing, but that's already been invented. And I say, so what? It's okay.
Really?
Oh, sure. If it's coffee pots, how many coffee pots are on the market? Hundreds, thousands. Cell phones, how many? Not one. So you tweak, you redesign, you make it better, you build on what's currently out there because we need it.
I honestly didn't know that.
Yeah. Think about it. I mean, everything. From my organizer, for example, the wrap and store organizer. After I designed that one, I designed a better one. It's constant. You're constantly, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already there for you. It's been laid down. The terrain has been laid down.
I love it.
Right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I wish we had more time, but Lisa will definitely bring you back for
Thank
a follow-up.
you.
Pure inventing great ideas here tonight on Beyond Focus TV. My guest for the evening, again, none other than Lisa Ascolese. And it was such a pleasure to have you here this evening. Genuinely so thankful to have you.
I'm from Brooklyn.
She traveled from Jersey,
That's
deep
right.
Jersey too, to come here tonight.
This is my stomping ground. You're the reason. You invited me, and I said, if it's in Brooklyn, I am going.
Thank you.
Cortellia Road.
Well, shout outs to that, and Lisa Ascolese will definitely have you back here again.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to be here.
Keep it right here. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. And again, if you have any questions or comments, send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.